A premium NHL insider just revealed a wild report. Panarin and Schneider aren't the only Rangers that could be moved at the deadline. In this video, we're going to discuss who might be moved and why, along with providing multiple updates from morning skate in Edmonton on another sizzling edition of Rangers Digest. Welcome back to Rangers Digest. We are built for Blue Shirt fandom, and I'm your host, Bret Botfeld. It is great to be back with you guys on this beautiful Thursday, the 30th of October. Tomorrow is Halloween. Happy Halloween to those of you that celebrate. Put on a costume, go get some candy. But tonight we have an important matchup. We're going to discuss it, but also make sure you stick around until the end because we're going to talk about a Ranger that so many of you love that might get moved at the deadline. We need to talk about it. But before we break it all down, a quick reminder to go smash that subscribe button. About 72% of you who currently watch these videos are still unsubscribed to the channel. So please go down below, hit that free subscribe button. We greatly appreciate it so you can stay up to date with everything happening New York Rangers. Because guys, this is the place to be for all your daily New York Rangers content. Let's waste no more time and hop right into this jam-packed video. So guys, the Rangers cannot, and I mean cannot, afford to regress defensively against the Oilers as they did when surrendering 11 goals to the Sharks and Flames in consecutive games before tightening things up again against the Canucks. After a slow start offensively this season, the Oilers have scored 6 goals twice in their past 4 games, including a 6-3 win over the Utah Mammoth on Tuesday. Guys, we understand what this Oilers offense brings to the table. The Rangers need to build off of what they displayed in Vancouver, that Mike Sullivan structure, being responsible in all 3 zones, making sure you don't get caught puck watching, all of that stuff, sticking to your assignments because like Edmonton did against Utah on Tuesday, scoring 5 goals in the second period alone, to come back and win that game. We understand this is a high-octane offense, but especially in Edmonton. So the Rangers need to come ready to play tonight. Now, the Rangers are notorious, and I mean notorious for starting slowly in way too many of their 11 games to date. Just brutal. Absolutely brutal starts cost them against inferior, at least on paper, oppositions when they lost to the Sharks and Flames recently, but they were dominant early on against the Canucks, even if the scoreboard only read 1-0 in their favor at first intermission. They carried that through to an important win in Vancouver. Obviously, it was JT Miller's return. And guys, the Rangers need to get off to a fast, sizzling start in Edmonton. They need to score first. They need to be, not reactive, but proactive. They need to set the tone, really bring the energy tonight because, if they get caught lacking and, out there lackadaisical, they are going to get burned by Edmonton. Now, so far this season, the Rangers have been outscored 10-7 and outshot 103-85 in the first period. They're just 1-4-2 when the opposition scores first. Not good. The Rangers are out shooting opponents by 65 shots in the second and third periods combined, though they've scored just 3 more goals in that span. So guys, the Rangers, they do get off to slow starts, but Edmonton is another team that tends to get off to a slow start. The difference is, while both the Rangers and Oilers tend to turn things up in periods 2 and 3, Edmonton executes at a higher rate, which I'm going to get into right now. So, the Oilers have only scored 5 first period goals in 12 games, so not many. They've allowed 6. They too turn it on in the second and third period, scoring 22 goals and taking 40 more shots combined. So as you can see, the Rangers out shooting their opponents by 65 so far this season in the second and third periods combined, but they've only scored just 3 more goals in that span, while the Oilers out shooting their opponents by less in periods 2 and 3, but they've executed 22 times. 22 compared to the Rangers 3. So if the Rangers don't get off to a hot start and score first in period 1, it's going to be a tough night. And it's very important, especially on the road. You want to set the tone early. You want to take the home crowd out of it. So hopefully the Rangers could do that successfully here tonight. Let's take a look at what the lineups look like from morning skate at Rogers Place in Edmonton. So Mike Sullivan going with the same exact lineup he ran out there in Vancouver. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. You can see Brendan Othmann, a healthy scratch once again, but Sullivan running the exact same look that he ran out there in Vancouver. Now, Igor Shesterkin was the first goaltender off, which means he will get the nod tonight. Let's hear what Shesty had to say about his last performance in Calgary. He said, "I need to do my job. I need to give my team a chance to win." Very blunt, very short and sweet from Shesty. I love this, taking accountability, because, Shesterkin, we've seen it so many times, even this year, when he is stopping pucks on top of his game and our team can't score for him, you don't see him throwing anybody under the bus. But when he has a bad performance like he did in Calgary, he takes full accountability. He talks about it. You could tell it bothers him. And tonight I have no doubt that he will be locked in, ready for this explosive matchup against Edmonton. And guys, we don't want to get swept. We lost on home ice. Let's bounce back and win tonight. The Rangers did a great job in the first matchup, really containing McDavid and Draisaitl when they were playing with that defensive structure that we've spoken about. So it is going to be imperative that the Rangers are responsible, because things could get out of hand very quickly. Just ask Utah what happened to them on Tuesday night. They looked great, and then all of a sudden it unraveled very quickly in Edmonton. So the Rangers need to be on top of their game, and they need to keep their eyes on constantly on number 97 and number 29. But another player I want to talk about is Gabe Perreault. We just saw the lineup tonight. The top six, obviously a glaring hole with Connor Sherry there. Not a legitimate top six player. Brendan Othmann, another healthy scratch. Why is he even up here in the first place then? But Gabe Perreault, he leads the Wolfpack with 7 points. He is absolutely rolling through 7 games. He's got 3 assists, 4 goals. He's a +4. Among rookies in the in the AHL, he's tied for 3rd in points, just on an absolute tear. That is a guy I would love to see here soon with the Rangers. But now we need to talk about this trade report from David Pagnotta. So David Pagnotta recently reported, if we get to the halfway point of the season and this team is still struggling, I think we'll see some potential significant changes. Not just exclusive to Artemi Panarin. This is huge. We've heard the Panarin rumors. They have been hot and heavy. Braden Schneider as well. But now Vincent Trocheck, and here's why. Cam Robinson on X. Sources around the league say this is the best market in years for anyone dangling a top 6 center. The demand is huge and the prices reflect it. Think about it, guys. Next year's free agent market, we just saw Martin Nečas. I know he's not a center, but Martin Nečas just signed not too long ago with the Avalanche. He is staying there on an $11.5 million AAV deal. So guys, just with the cap rising, they continue to get signed. The free agent class continues to get weaker next offseason, but the center class is very weak. So when you have a guy like Vincent Trocheck on a team like the Rangers that is struggling, he is an invaluable player, an alternate captain. The intangibles he brings to the rink. I mean, his contract is very affordable, making under $6 million. And guys, we can't forget that Vincent Trocheck does not have a no-move clause. He has a modified no-trade clause, but he does not have a full no-move clause. He had it for the first 3 years of his contract. He no longer has that, so that is something we have to keep in mind as well. What contender would not want a player like Vinny Trocheck on their team? But I will say it is much too early to dangle him right now. His trade value is low, and it is still early in the season. Like I said, that's something you evaluate at the deadline if this season really spirals. But I'm fascinated to hear what you guys think. Leave your comment down below. Also, leave us a comment and follow on X and TikTok. It is in the description. Leave a comment in the comment section because the conversation always continues over there. I'm fascinated to hear, what are your score predictions for tonight's game? Also, if you had a choice to trade Panarin, Schneider, or Trocheck, who would you trade? Would you trade multiple of those guys? Also, leave your reason why down below. Let us know how you feel. And if you haven't yet, hit that free subscribe button so you can stay up to date with everything New York Rangers. Enjoy the game tonight, guys. Go Rangers.